What's up, guys? Mickle here, and there is a Black Swan event coming, and it is coming fast. In this video, we're going to break down a massive event that's currently taking place that could cause markets all over the world to tank. Guys, in this video, we're going to go over everything you need to know, what I'm watching for, what needs to happen for this Black Swan to occur. But guys, the most important part, what good is going to come out of this? Why is this such a pivotal moment in the markets right now? Guys, in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know, everything you need to be paying attention to, so make sure to stick around for this whole thing. Like always, guys, if you are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second, hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. Also, I'm pretty sure YouTube's trying to shadow ban me, so make sure to turn bell notifications on so you guys don't miss out on any new updates. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy XRP, make sure to check out the link for Uphold down in the description below. Uphold is one of my favorite exchanges and a great place to buy and sell XRP. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the update. So guys, real quick, with this Black Swan event right around the corner, you might need some more money to buy the dip. Luckily, MOO-MOO is running an awesome promotion where you can get 15 free stocks. Each one of these stocks could be worth up to $2,000. So guys, if you want some free stocks, make sure to sign up with MOO-MOO using the link in the description of this video. So guys, before we get into the Black Swan event, I want to show you a couple interesting things going on in the market right now. First of all, once again, we see Solana has went down. Guys, this is something that is turning into kind of a joke at this point. It's so funny to see different people so bullish on a network like Solana, and it can hardly even stay up and running. This is one of my favorite parts about the XRP ledger. It literally never goes down. The XRP ledger has some of the best tech out there, and it's proven to work for years. This is so important because financial institutions will never start using a network that goes down as often as something like Solana, and XRP has a proven track record of always working. This is something you need to consider when you are making an investment into the cryptocurrency industry, because while a lot of influencers might shill you Solana saying it's the next big thing, it's really important to look at what's actually happening on these networks. How well are they working? Because guys, at the end of the day, if you're a large financial institution looking to adopt blockchain technology, you cannot afford for it to go down. This is something that the XRP ledger has proven for years now, and one of the reasons why I think it is going to be a front runner once the large financial institutions really start switching over to blockchain technology. This is just something that is so important to understand. While people might try to FUD XRP for a whole bunch of things, they certainly cannot FUD the tech. The XRP ledger is one of the best out there, and I think this is just an example of why it is so important to focus on the tech. One other funny thing about this is, once again, we see the XRP ledger outperforming blockchains like Solana, and yet what do we have to deal with? Regulators. We don't have any issues with the tech. We don't have any issues with adoption. What we have issues with is the SEC, and that's more annoying than anything. Luckily for us though, this problem will go away and actually might turn into a positive, because once XRP does have clarity from the SEC, it's going to be the first cryptocurrency with undoubtable clarity in the US market. This is going to allow financial institutions to come into the asset without having any questions, and guys, this is going to be so bullish. I can't wait for this to happen. It has honestly been way too long, but guys, at least we don't have a problem with the tech. We don't have to worry about the XRP ledger, and that is very important. Let's keep moving though and go over one other thing before we get into the Black Swan event, and that is actually John Deaton put out a tweet and is actually talking about why we haven't seen a judgment in the library case. Now this is pretty important, and I think this went under the radar, but I guess the judge actually deleted all his timelines, so I guess he can actually make this summary judgment decision whenever he wants. I think a lot of people were under the assumption that because trial starts Monday, the judge needs to make a decision before this, but I guess the judge actually put something out a while ago that the trial won't actually start until he says it does, and nothing is going to move forward in this case until he makes a decision on summary judgment. So the judge could come back and say summary judgment is not happening, or he could grant each party a win, or he could split it down the middle. Pretty much anything can happen, but the important point is a lot of the times that people are watching don't actually seem like they have to follow through. That's because the judge is essentially saying, look, I'm going to take my time on summary judgment. I'm going to make the decision decision when I'm ready, and until then, nothing else is going to happen. I just wanted to point this out because a lot of people were pretty confused why we didn't see a decision on this issue yet. Now, the judge did say that he was going to have a decision in last week. So it is important to note that this decision should be right around the corner and it should be coming up. But I think it's going to be hard to actually judge when this is going to happen because it seems like the judge has abandoned all his timelines. Either way, I think that this taking a while is actually a good thing for Library. I really hope Library wins this case, but this long decision at least shows that the judge is thinking hard about this. Library got pretty unlucky with their judge. They got an older guy who's probably going to have a hard time understanding blockchain technology, but the fact that he's actually taking his time and thinking about this, I think bodes well for Library, because if he was going to agree with the SEC, he likely would have had a very easy decision on his hands. It would have been very quick for him to make it, but the fact that he's taking his time is at least promising, and hopefully it bodes well for Library. Like I've said multiple times, I don't think the Library case is going to be too impactful on the Ripple case, but either way, I would still love to watch the SEC take a loss, and also I really hope for Library's sake they do get a win, because it would suck to see the SEC just crush a project for no reason. So guys, now it's time to talk about the Black Swan event. I know everyone's probably so excited to hear what's going on in the world now. We'll take a look at this. It looks like Credit Suisse is in very big trouble of going under, and it's not just Credit Suisse. It looks like it also could be Deutsche Bank. Guys, this is pretty scary because these are two massive banks. And what it really shows more than anything is that there is something seriously broken in our financial markets right now, because guys, it is not a good sign that these banks are failing. It shows that there is something seriously wrong in our economy. We know the Federal Reserve has been jacking up rates. I'm sure that's part of it, but guys, there is something crazy going on the back end, and I want to show you just how bad this is. So I want to show you this. This is a chart of credit default swaps, and what these are essentially different people betting on a bank or betting on a company going bankrupt. And we can see that the credit default swaps for Credit Suisse are literally trading as high as they were during the financial meltdown of 2008. Guys, this is a very bad sign whenever you have to compare anything to 2008, especially a bank. This is very scary because this shows that there is something seriously wrong in our financial system, and Credit Suisse is definitely feeling it very hard. Now, if we keep moving and take a look at some other things, we can see that both Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank have been plummeting in terms of their share value. These things are down big, and it looks like the entire market is really pricing in that these banks could be going under. Now guys, as bad as this is, it's very important to point out the positives here. One of the positives is that both Deutsche Bank and Credit Suisse are both considered systemically important, and that means that if either of these banks do go under, they are going to get bailed out by the Federal Reserve. The good news about that is the damage won't last too long. It will likely be a very quick capitulation moment until the Federal Reserve comes in and bails them out and saves the market. This would also be a very good indication that the Federal Reserve is ready to backstop any big financial issue we see, which is something the market is really going to like to see. The bigger positive in this, though, is that cryptocurrencies literally solve this problem. Banks all over the world have proven time and time again that they cannot be responsible for the plumbing of our financial system. We need a decentralized solution. We need money programmed into the internet, and this is so bullish for cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies solve everything that is going wrong now, everything that went wrong in 2008, and events like this perfectly highlight the need for financial innovation. So right after I saw that these banks were considered systemically important, it just so happened that I saw another notice, which is that the Federal Reserve is going to be having an emergency meeting on October 3rd. So do you think this is related to these massive banks going under? Well, I certainly think it is, and I have a feeling they are going to be talking about a desperate need to ease up policy, because right now they are clearly crushing the markets. This would also be a very bullish sign. And guys, if we do get that big capitulative moment that I think a lot of people are expecting, I think this is the time when we see the Fed take off the pressure. That is the moment where you really need to consider buying the blood. Now, it's also important to point out that Kevin O'Leary was saying a while ago that this market will not bottom until we see someone big go under. Well, guys, it looks like we are finally seeing that. So does that mean we are close to the bottom? I certainly hope so. And I want to end this video with playing you this clip because, guys, I think this perfectly describes everything we're watching right now, and I showed this a couple days ago, but guys, it's so important that every single one of you sees this video, and even if you have already seen it, watch it again. This is so important.
Commissioner, Mr. President, I rise again, I'm afraid, to make the same old hoary speech that I've been making here for several years, and that is, it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money, and yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
Well, guys, that's exactly what we're seeing play out right now. This is from 2013, but it applies perfectly and is likely the reason why we are seeing what is happening today. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this update. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.